Hi everyone. On today's tutorial, I want to teach you on how to animate frame by frame animation on Adobe Animate. In our last class, I talked about all the tools that you need to animate on Adobe Animate, and I went as far as explaining the tools on how to use them. But this tutorial will dive straight into frame by frame animation. If you've not watched my last video, so you can understand, you can check on my channel below and check for the second video on second class. So let's dive in. On this particular frame by frame animation, let's say motion animation has to do with moving of objects from point A to point B. You see, from point A to point B, moving of object from point A to point B. That's what it actually means. But being a good animator will help you understand that you need to show the motion how this object move from point A to point B, which means there are space that needs to be filled from point A to point B. Calculating this distance from point A to point B, there are spaces, time frames that needs to be added from here to here. That is this 24 keyframes you have up here. For in the next 1 second, how this circle moved from here to here will indicate the keyframes that you have up here. Let's zoom into the keyframe so you understand what I'm saying. The keyframes, all these are your keyframes till you get to your 1 second. This is the 1 second till you get to 1 second. Okay, all this, let's say from point 1, this your first keyframe is point A, and your second keyframe is 24. Point B is 24. So you are trying to explain what happened between 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 keyframes that led to what happened in point B of 24 keyframes. So that's what I'm about to explain right now. Let's say on this keyframe we have a 1. Let's say this is a 1 and this is your point A. Now we go over here. Oh, let's say I move a little in the next 1, 2. Let's say I move 2 keyframes forward. You see, this is 2 keyframes. Okay, you see the indicating the keyframes are moving. So I'm moving 2 keyframes forward. Frame 2 is first frame. Or let's say 3 keyframes forward. 2 keyframes forward. And then I take another keyframe. So I draw using my onion skin. This is my onion skin. So now I'm trying to move this. So using my onion skin on, I know that my first keyframe, this worm was here. So the worm is about to move, right? So I take the second one. I stretch it out. Worm has a tendency to stretch, right? Turn it off. So you can see it. The first keyframe, the second keyframe. I move another keyframe forward. That's the third keyframe here. And I take another keyframe. I turn on my onion skin to see what I already have here. As you can see, beneath it you can see the next keyframe. So now to determine what happens on this keyframe, once you usually move in turbulence motion. So now it's here. It has to drag itself. As you're wondering, the points. Move another keyframe forward. Here, then see a fourth keyframe. You take another one. Come here on turn on your onion skin, and then you go again. See what we've gotten? So move to the next keyframe. Is the fifth keyframe, as you can see. Let me zoom in so you understand what I'm saying. Pardon. First keyframe, second keyframe, third keyframe, fourth keyframe. This is the fifth keyframe. We're still under the 1 second time range. So now we're on the fifth keyframe here. So turn on this keyframe, turn on our onion skin to make another motion. Oh. As you can see, the one is actually moving to points B right now. So move to the next keyframe, which is the frame 6. The 6th keyframe here. If you move further, you see it's on the 6th keyframe. We take another keyframe, and then we turn on our onion skin to see what's on the next. You see? So we go again. I'm sure you're following now. This is the one stretching out, moving. So we go to the next keyframe, the 7th keyframe. We take our keyframe, we turn on our onion skin, there we go again. Since the wall is moving towards the right hand side, so at this point, the time we move, it's seeing the motion. So let's actually move forward. So turn on the next keyframe, turn on our onion skin to see what we have on this side, and then we'll take another motion forward. do the same thing here on the next keyframe. Not so much. So those are stretched out here completely. Okay. So you can see the stretch. You're following. Now you can see the stretch. And so we come back here to take the next keyframe, which is the 10th one, right? If you look up here, you understand the flows that we're getting. We're taking each keyframe, each motion can be on each keyframe. So I'm using all the keyframes. So you can decide to choose 2 keyframes, but me, I'm using one keyframe all along to show you how it works using the 24 keyframe per second. So you take another keyframe and then turn on our onion skin. They will move again. One usually stretches, so it stretches its there's a blind on this keyframe. Come back here, take another one. At this point in time, the backside moves, right? We'll also have a move loads upwards. So come here again to the next keyframe, take another one. Our onion skin is on, so I don't need to on and off the onion skin. So we all know the one moves in turbulence motion, so it goes again to this end. So you don't see. We move again to the next keyframe. Then insert the keyframe, and then we make another motion. Our onion skin is on, so we can see what's on the other side of the screen. That's frame by frame animation. So move again, then get to the spots. Zoom in. Go again to the next keyframe. We insert our keyframe. Okay, this is to insert. So our onion skin is already on, so we don't have to do so much. Yeah. But I'm looking at error. Okay. Looking at error here. Starting from this point in time. This backside is supposed to move, so it's supposed to add something here. And it's like it's supposed to move as well. Hit. Nonetheless different. So on this keyframe, we go again. It moves like wave, so you have to follow the flow on this ends. Let's see, you're getting it. Got it? So we are yet to get to your 24 keyframes. Right now we are on 15. And don't forget, we are planning to achieve the motion of this one from point A to point B, right? This is point A, this is point B. So we go to the next keyframe and we'll insert our keyframe. Turn on the onion skin, pursue on the other side, and then turn on the next keyframe. My onion skin is still on, so can still keep moving. Go to the next keyframe, which is 17. Insert your next keyframe. Then you make another motion there. Make it in the flow. As you can see, it's still moving. To start the next keyframe. The scene was so guys rapid, slowly. We are yet to get to point B. So let's see what we have on this keyframe. Turn off your onion skin and then you move. You see? This is a fast movement. Let's go again. Because we have to get to point B. That is the essence of the frame by frame animation. You insert your next keyframe and then the one moves again from this point. So at this point, it has to fold itself. Right? I forgot to add legs. There are some little ones that doesn't have legs. This one is the most like this doesn't really have legs. So move to the next keyframe. We insert your keyframe. Have to turn on your onion skin. And then goes again. $21. See? inside the next keyframe because the game I think so. This has to do with frame by frame motion. So go to the next keyframe, inside the next keyframe, the onion skin layer is on already. So you can see what's on the other side of a screen. On this layer, you can see what's on this layer here behind it. So we go again continuously. The one keeps moving like a wheel lotion. Yeah, as you can see, we are almost there. 23. There, no, come back, sir. So you insert the next keyframe is a mirror again. I seeing the motion of the worm. So by the time you get to the 24 keyframe, the 24th one, we're gonna insert the next one because we're already at point B. Almost again. This body stretches. Yeah. At this point it stretches forward. We have to gain back its actual shape. Right? So you tell up our onion skin and let's see what we have. If you watch from point A, this is your first keyframe here. So let's watch what we primarily did. So from point A to point B, you see? That's very fast. It's just a 1 second motion. This is just 1 second motion. This is your 1 second and this is 24 keyframe per second here. This point here on this point here, this is a 24 keyframes for 1 second. As you can see, 24 keyframes for 1 second. So let's go back here and play the next 1 second. Our one moved from point A to point B. That's the essence of frame by frame animation. So you have to understand that there's a difference between frame by frame animation and pose to pose animation. Frame by frame animation has to do with moving from one keyframe to the next keyframe, but pose to pose animation has to do with positioning you have to position your object or whatever, your character in particular style, and you have to draw it pose by pose to pose from each keyframe to get to that particular style you had it. Let me explain that for you. I'll probably do that in the next class so you understand what the difference between pose to pose animation and frame by frame animation, because today I'm specifically teaching you frame by frame animation on how to move motions from point A to point B. That's exactly how you do it, frame by frame. So thank you for today's class, and I want you to stay tuned to the next. So if you want to keep seeing videos like this, tutorial videos like this on how to animate and tips on what to do, you can just subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep you updated.